Okay, you guys, I'm here to review The Lone Ranger. This is a very, and I mean very, messy film. Okay, this movie is 2 hours and 30 minutes. Why is this movie 2 hours and 30 fucking minutes? Okay? Okay, the plot of the story is Armie Hammer teams up with Tonto to take out the bad guys, basically William Fichtner, and we have our movie. Problem with this movie fucking sucks. It's long as shit, and it's cartoony as all fuck. Okay? Oh, and there's no chemistry. Look. Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp does do a good job in their character roles. I mean, for the most part, Johnny Depp does talk like an Indian, but you can't help but think about him as Captain Jack Sparrow when you look at him. Armie Hammer is the most underrated actor ever. He still does a great job as the Lone Ranger. Whereas the TV show took 10 minutes for him to become the Lone Ranger, this movie takes fucking roughly 50 minutes for him to put that fucking mask on. I'm not shitting you. 50 fucking minutes. The ambush took less than 5 minutes when the show came on the TV, and you're taking almost 38 minutes for the fucking ambush. It makes no sense. I just don't get it. And that's no spoiler. We all know the ambush in the Lone Ranger has been in the history books for what, 40, 50 years? About as long as James Bond, probably even longer than that. So that's not really a spoiler if you don't know how the Lone Ranger becomes the Lone Ranger. You know what I mean? So, yeah. The other problem in there is the budget. This movie is budgeted at $225 to $250 million. Where did that money go to? Where the fuck did that money go? This movie looks like it was shot for roughly mainly $90 million. There's nothing in this movie that screams out $250 million. What did you do? You use real trains or some shit? I mean, come on. This is horrible. Okay? I mean, the movie looks good, but it's just, why? $250 million. Oh my god. Now, Johnny Depp as Tonto, wrong choice, okay? You get up. I don't care if he's 1/4 Native American. That doesn't mean he's all Native American. That dude is about as white as the fucking bread before you put it in a toaster. Okay? That is a white boy. You might as well get a real Native American Indian that did Tonto. It didn't make no sense to put Johnny Depp in here. I kind of see why I put Johnny Depp in here. Okay? Because Johnny Depp, Gore Verbinski, who's the director, Bruckheimer, who's the producer, and Armie Hammer alone. Those four guys make up 20% of this film's budget. And they had to take a price cut to make this film under budget. So you mean to tell me if they didn't take a price cut, this movie would probably cost $300 million? It already cost $300 million anyways, but they put another $100 million on top of that shit. It makes no sense. The movie, it's not funny, it's just boring, it's just there, you know what I mean? It takes too long to get to the fucking point, and by the time it gets to that point, you're fucking exhausted, okay, for just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. This is not even a Tim Burton movie, but we got Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter again in the same film. Oh my god, I'm getting tired of seeing these two on screen together in every fucking movie. The Lone Ranger, the movie's called The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger's a pussy. I mean, Tonto is whooping his ass every left minute and left right. It's just insulting to the Lone Ranger. And I love the Lone Ranger. I don't love this movie. This movie makes fun of all that shit, and it makes the Lone Ranger look like a pussy in his own fucking movie that he's not even a star of. So, yeah. Fuck you, Disney. Fuck you. And I'm glad this movie failed. But I know what you're about saying. But it made us $250 million back. Yeah. But on top of the $100 million to market the film, the other half of the money that goes to movie theaters, the cut that goes to the rest of the actors from that box office, this movie probably only made, in total, $100 million back. So that other 150 something million probably Probably didn't even go to everybody and everything. Half of it probably went to every which way possible. This movie sucked. This movie failed, and I'm glad it failed because. And yes, this movie is even a slap in the face of that stuntman who died while filming this movie. That is a slap into his face that this piece of crap was made. Okay? Why? It's just crap. And then when a Lone Ranger finally gets some revenge on Tonto, he make it look like more like an asshole than he is a pacifist. You know what I mean? It's bull crap. Ugh, this movie is just a cinder block waste of time. Yes, and the score by Hans Zimmer is fucking awesome, because Hans Zimmer is fucking epic. Okay, I love that Lone Ranger score he did. It was awesome. It just came too late in a movie that you will stop caring about an hour and a half later. Because it literally takes an hour and a half just to get going. Just to fucking get going. And then the movie is cartoonish as all fuck. All this shit is going on, and it's more like watching a fucking Saturday morning cartoon or a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's not realistic whatsoever. Okay? I mean, guys are getting thrown. Tonto and Lone Ranger's getting thrown like 40 and 50 feet. Not one broken bone. Tonto jumps off a fucking train onto another train from way up there. Not one broken bone. It's fucking stupid. Stupid. No wonder this movie got negative reviews. I don't care if it was about the budget, because that is seriously stupid. Disney, that is seriously stupid. Because it looks like none of that shit even went to this movie. Where the hell half that fucking money go? Besides the fucking cast members. Only 4 of them. Only Johnny Depp and Tonto. Only Johnny Depp and Armie Hammer, and the other 2 went to fucking Gore Verbinski and fucking Jerry Bruckheimer. Why? Why? Okay? Out of the ways to do the Lone Ranger right, y'all do it like this. This movie, seriously, the worst Disney movie yet. Okay, and I already wrote my worst Disney movie list last year, and I'm gonna have to fucking write it to put the Lone Ranger in there. Do not watch this movie. It is long as shit and it's just not fun. It's not. Okay? I don't care if the action is cool and stuff like that. Yeah, the action is good, but if the movie fucking blows, what is the point? Okay? And then if you got old Tonto sitting there telling a story to this little boy dressed like fucking Lone Ranger at the beginning of this movie, all the way through this movie, it's just a story he's telling this boy from the fucking museum. And not to mention the overuse of the word kemosabe. That word has just lost its meaning in this movie, and it's fucking horrendous. Fuck this movie. This movie's getting an F. Okay? Fuck it. I don't care if anybody else liked this movie or not. That ain't the fucking point. The point is this movie's ass. Okay? Drop your comments down below. You already know what to do. Just drop it down below. I'm out. Fuck this movie. 2.5 hours of my life I will never get back.